Hi everyone, and welcome to this episode of how to construct your perfect home or garage gym. Today we're going to talk about the pull station, and I'm deliberately not saying the pull-up station, even though everyone will associate doing pull-ups with this station. Now, pull-ups are important and all that, I get it, but pull-ups are only a little part of what your training program should have in it when it comes to pulling movements. Because you can do vertical pulls, you can angle that all the way down to your horizontal pulls, all the way down to pulling stuff from the ground, which would then admittedly be more your barbell work or kettlebell work. I personally do not have a pull-up bar in my home gym. I have one outside, but in the house it just didn't make any sense to put one. Several reasons. Number one, ceiling height. Now this is a regular sized room. If I would have attached the pull-up bar somewhere against the wall, I would have either not have had enough head space if I really wanted to pull all the way to the chest, or not enough space towards the floor. Now granted, with this setup I have some struggles as well, but far less, and I will get into that in a minute. The second reason why I don't have a pull-up bar is because these walls here are not made of concrete. I went with the same solution for the last 3 apartments I had. There's always space in the middle of the room, and the ceilings are almost always, or in my case, were always made of concrete. So you can attach something and be safe that it not comes crashing down on you when you start pulling. Now what do I have here? I attached 2 heavy duty eye bolts in there, and then I simply pulled the straps through the eye bolts and attached the rings. Now the second thing I did is I attached ropes, and I did that by using a tubular nylon sling. Okay, so you probably have seen those. They are mountaineering equipment. You could just pull one of these through the lid like this, and then grab the other side, and it's attached safely. No knot that can come loose. Also no knot that through the constant pulling gets so tight that you have to cut it off if you ever want to release it. So this thing you can simply pull on the other side, and there you go. To attach the rope on the other side, you could just fold this through like this, push the rope through again like this, and then by pulling you will attach it this way on the other side. Again, no knot that can come untied or that can become so tight that you can never get it off again, because if that rope is in the way, I could just remove it fairly easily. Now I attached the rope in a way that I have a short end and a long end. The long end obviously is great because I can do rope climbs all the way from the bottom. I can also do all my rowing work at an angle because I have plenty of rope here. However, I left one short so that I don't have so much stuff laying around on the ground. And I can also use this one if I just want to do, and with the 2 ropes of course, I can do rope pull-ups and whatever else stuff you can come up with. Next thing I like is rubber bands. Again, I can fasten the rubber band to the rope or add another tubular sling, attach the rope to it, so I can do all my diagonal pulls and that good stuff. There are different kinds of rings. There are wooden rings like I have here, and there are metal rings. I prefer the wooden rings because in my opinion they are a little bit nicer and non-slip, especially if you want to do false grips. They come in different diameters as well, so depending on your size or what kind of grip you like to have, make sure you're buying the right ones. My option with securing these eye bolts was the rather be safe than sorry option. So I used a chemical adhesive that is used for heavy duty bolts to actually glue the bolt into the hole that I drilled, and the adhesive will bind between the concrete and the bolt. What kind of equipment can you use with this, or should you use with this? I'm a big fan of rings, so I would buy a set of rings, then a length of rope, so that you can have all these options. Pull with 2 hands, have it long enough so you have it on the ground at an angle where you can do rowing style pull-ups. The next thing I would get would be a couple of rubber bands. They are not expensive, you can do great stuff with it. If you have the money, get a Sling Trainer. Doesn't have to be the TRX. Okay, some of the cheap Sling Trainers are not as adjustable. Make sure you're getting one that actually has all the adjustment options. If you get the regular TRX, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just if you are short on cash, you might want to start with something a little cheaper. Definitely get at least 1, maybe 2 or 3 tubular slings. So I would rather go too long than too short, because you can always shorten them by putting extra nuts in it. You can't make them longer. And then finally, if you need someone to punch, get a boxing bag. You can also attach that to the ceiling. Of course, you can attach all these things to a regular pull-up bar as well. However, I told you my reasons why I don't have one. Having my pull-up station in the middle of a room also gives me more space around. Okay, this would be a bit more limited if I had a pull-up bar to the side of the wall where I had to hang all these attachments from. So this is a pretty affordable way to really cover all your bases when it comes to pulling. In the next episode, we're going to talk about old tires and how to best use them for our purpose. As always, remember, it's all about the journey, not the destination, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Till then, take care.